Hello everybody and welcome to Octane Outlaws round number 10 here at Talladega Superspeedway. We are getting things underway. We have a couple drivers out on track getting their qualifying done. But week 10, we are almost done. Ooh, even though it says week 9 there on the graphic. Week 10 at Talladega. We are currently having quite the battle this season between Alex Coffey, teammate Wilson, wherever he's at. I'm not sure if he's going to be out tonight. Does not look like he is in the session yet. Blaine Wilson normally in here with us, but don't see him. Alex Coffey right now is out on track. Going slow, not sure why. Not sure what he's doing there. But anyway, we are going to get going here. Let's pop up our timing tower. Qualifying, nobody set a lap quite yet. It's a big long track, Talladega. 2.65 miles. Temperature 131 degree track. So the grip isn't going to be fantastic, but being super speedway, you know, you're just in a line and in the draft, and it's not going to really matter too much. Weather 79 degrees out is a beautiful sunny day here. 80 laps is how long we're going, with stages at 20 laps and at 40 laps today. So we will be in for a long night. I know our boys have gotten a lot better at the cautions. Short tracks we have found is our weakness here in the Octane Outlaws League, but we shall get by it. Here on the super speedways, all these drivers have been driving around each other quite a bit along those mile and a halves, the road courses. So we're happy to see that they're all doing very well. I'll say, driving around each other, all respectful, all give each other enough room without giving up a line or anything. But as we follow Alex Coffey, currently has not set a time yet. Noah Miller in the number 8 machines out front. Coffey coming across the line here in just a moment. And there he goes. Let's see what we get here. Dakota says he made it. I'm not sure if he means to the session or the stream. Either way, welcome, Cody. Or Dakota. I looked at Corey's name on the timing tower, Mr. Buchanan here, and thought Dakota, and my voice just said Cody. Well, it's been a long day today, but this racing should make for some fun entertainment. Kyle Heath currently going fastest, number 53 machine. 2 100ths faster than Miller, 3 100ths faster than Tolmick, Larson, Smith. 4 100ths faster than Smith, Buck. Really, all these cars all the way back to 10th are within a 10th of everybody. And William Smith coming across, 97 machine here. See where he ends up starting. Smith is not gonna make his drive any better. Corey Buchanan comes across into 6th. Butler, where is he going to end up? Nice Flintstone mobile there. Dakota's rig is in storage. Oh my. So with Wilson, unless I see him, so thank you for the update on the standings. I will try and pop up a graphic for that at the end. Thank you for the standings. It looks like leader is number 20, Wilson, with 323 points. TJ Hanley's 266. Alex Coffey's 237. Noah Miller 231. And then Kyle Heath 230. So it's, pretty close all around. Still got about 4.5 minutes of qualifying left. Let's see if we can't find another car out on track. Looks like we are going to be on board here with Bobby Blowers. Let's see what he's going to do here. We'll jump on board and he must be on his flying lap as he's down low on the track. The strategy with these cars at Talladega and any super speedways, you want to go as high as you can on the track, so then you get the longest run and the most speed built up before you get to the straightaway, and then hold your low line for the remainder of the session, as Blowers goes first overall, is ahead by 2/100ths of a second, head of Coffee and Heath. But we all know qualifying doesn't really mean too much. I mean, it gets you at least, you know, where you're gonna start, but it's essentially, where am I going to be avoiding a wreck from? Am I going to be avoiding it from up front? You know, easier to avoid less cars in front of you. Am I going to be avoiding it in the back? You know, if you're too far back, then you're just avoiding cars just to avoid cars. And then you have to avoid a lot more. But if you're off the back of the pack a little bit, then, you know, you have a better chance. Tommy Thompson goes 4th overall, as we're talking here. And, you know, the middle of the pack is a dangerous place to be. You could have people pushing up behind you, trying to wreck you. Frazier goes 8th, and you could have people up in front of you that are wrecking, depending on where in that middle pack you are. So it's going to be quite the race here today. Once again, 80 laps on track. Here comes Lily Frazier. That's a different kind of paint. I don't know if it said Woofle or Woofy. Looks like it says Woofle Motorsports there. A maroon and gold-esque. Not sure. This might be a fun lap for Frazier here. Frazier, though, is up in 8th. Practicing the pit entry, which all these drivers should have done in practice. Get your timing down on pit entry. You do not want to go sliding into the pits. You do not want your tires to be cooked on the way in, because some of these guys are just going to do splash and dashes all the way to the end, or you know, even take right tires. But I don't see anybody taking full tires unless it's like just doing it once halfway through the sprint, or halfway through the stint. It doesn't make sense on the super speedways. Your tire wear just isn't there. Being a really hot track, it might make sense a little bit, but we'll see how things end up turning out, as most people are coming to the end of their qualifying and have set their times. Rodney Roberts has set his time in the 12 machine. He is up into 7th. Rodney Roberts quite good on that time. So what is separating our leaders is 2/100ths of a second. Alex Coffey and Kyle Heath have run the exact same lap, but Alex Coffey, I think, ran it first or had a higher top speed. I forget what the separator there is. Kyle Heath is maybe it's the I rating. He's less I rating, but Tommy Thompson is 1/100th back from them, and then another 100th back from him is CJ Handley. Another 100th back from them, running the exact same times as well, is Noah Miller and Rodney Roberts. Exact same times for Martin Tolmick and Frederick Larson. It is a tight grid here, all the way back to 20th position almost. Yeah, 19th position is within a 10th of each other. So we are in for one heck of a race today. So we are going to hop on board with our drivers here. I now have a perfect qualifying record at Talladega in Next Gens, 3 for 3 for Bobby Blowers in leagues. That is quite the feat, Bobby. That is something to be proud of there. Hurry up and get out on track, and I can hop on board with you here. We'll hop on board with Bobby Blowers as we get going on our pace lap. But here's our grid up front. We have Bobby Blowers, followed by Alex Coffey, followed by Kyle Heath in 3rd, Tommy Thompson in 4th, TJ Handley on the inside line in 5th, Noah Miller outside in 6th, Rodney Roberts on the inside line in 7th, Martin Tolmick on the outside line in 8th. Frederick Larson in 9th on the inside line. Lily Frazier on the outside line in 10th. Corey Buchanan, inside line in 11th. William Smith on the inside line, outside line in 12th. George Buck, 13th. Blaine Wilson, 14th. Looks like Wilson did make it out here. Michael Moquin in 15th. Robert Morrison in 16th. Daniel Butler in 17th. David... David, I knew I was gonna get to this point and then stumble on your last name. I know I talked about it in the chat in Discord. I'm gonna have to look at it again. But David Guimond, I want to say it was Guimond, in 18th. Daniel Butler in 17th. Patrick Mitrovic in 20th. Justin Potts in 19th. Raymond Mull Sr. in 21st. Keith Ramsey in 22nd. Nick Sipple in 23rd. He's a new one. Doug Easel in 24th. He's new as well. And Zachary Steele in 25th. He's going to be our last driver on the grid. As we get moving here. You see our grid all lined up. Looking good. Some specialty paints here for Talladega, as we expect to see, as it is a special race for sure. The super speedways are always gonna, be a nice big show, and I don't think we're gonna have any exception of that here today. It's gonna be about teamwork and being able to push. Blaine Wilson, he's back in 13th right now. Teammate Alex Coffey up in 2nd. He's going to have to get up to him, or Coffey fall back to Wilson to help. But, you start building a relationship with the cars around you throughout the season. And it's going to come down to who's going to want to help you. Who's going to want to give you a push at the end. Because that's what these cars are all about on these big, long super speedways. Who's going to push you from behind, push that air bubble, give you the advantage. Who's going to not try and cut you off and defend you, just stay in straight line and make it to the end. Let's see if Blowers is going to wait or if he's going to go early. Flowers has the go-ahead on when he wants to go. Pace car already going down into the pits. We're going to be coming to the start zone here shortly. Remember, the start-finish is around the curve a little bit here down the home stretch at Talladega. Everybody's going to bunch up here. And Bobby Blowers in the start zone, and there he goes. He is green. Flowers with not so great jump, but we have Alex Coffey pushing on the outside. And that's going to be the battle of the day. Is it going to be the outside line or the inside line that wins out? And then especially on these super speedways, no going 3 wide for at least a few laps. But green here at Talladega with the 213simware.com machine there of Bobby Blowers getting a push from Pete, the number 7 of Tommy Thompson pushing. Got a couple cars moving around in the back of the pack here. And it looks like that inside line is going to be the one getting it done right out of the gates. You can see our standings here. Oh, something's going on. Yep, there we go. That is our first safety car of the night. Driving real close side by side. We expect it to happen. Who was the culprit of the first safety car? Let's see. Looks like it was just who we clicked on here. Michael Moquin. Ooh, looks like it was Mitrovic and somebody else that just got turned into Moquin there. Moquin trying to just get to the pits. We see Mitrovic hits the 43 car. I don't know if there is a 43 car. No. That Butler, that is, no. Ramsey, who is running a different number than they were. There's no 43 car on the grid. Obviously, there's a 43 car number, but I can't find who that is. So I am not sure. Not Zachary Steele. Michael Moquin's in the wall. Demon. Robert Morrison is the man in the 43 car. He's really in game the 916 car. That's why it's confusing me. Morrison is the 916 car. Let's jump back. We'll watch this live now from now that we have the right car. You see, he just gets turned and nothing really that he can do about it. Mitrovic looks like it might have been a little bit of netcode. Sorry for the graphic there. Staying in the way. It might have been a little bit of netcode that ends up turning Morrison, but yeah, he's just got a different paint overlay than what the actual game says, and I have to go off of what the game says. Sorry, the sim says. Because that's all my data is, all the in-sim data. But we'll jump back to live, see if anybody's getting any tires, getting any fuel. Like a couple people in, probably just getting their damage repaired, or, you know, seeing what damage there is. That's a pretty neat livery right there. New driver to the league, Doug Easel. Daniel Butler in the Flintstone mobile there. Classic throwback car there. Nick Sipe, very cool car there with the black and white. Number 75, East Coast Outlaws. There's a lot of outlaw teams and stuff like that, because our guy Bobby Blowers, he is, I believe, the Orlando Outlaws. I forget. They're based out of Florida, I believe, in his interviews that we have heard. Flowers, he had to a pit. Take a look at our pit strategy here. No, he did not. He just got cycled to the back a bit. Oh, no. It's our top guys. Top guys, obviously, nobody's pit. Our graphic does not show our pit strategy of our guys right here. But that is okay. Number 32 car, Keith Ramsey. In the Tennessee. The checkers and the big old T on the hood. But man, right now, the hours, Kyle Heath, he's up in first. A couple drivers that have flown up the grid. Justin Potts up 11 spots. Patrick Mitrovic up 13. Keith Ramsey here, number 32, he's up 12. And a couple of big losers right now. And once again, I say right now because this is a long race and a lot's going to happen here. If you were to take a snapshot of this grid, how it is and what it's going to end up being at the end, it is going to be completely different. But Blowers is down 9 positions. Tolmick is down 14. Larson is down. Sorry, he's down 6. He's in 14th. Larson is down 7. He is in 16th. Down 13 spots is Rodney Roberts. And then Alex Coffey, I'm not sure if he took tires or fuel or what he ended up doing. But him and teammate Blaine Wilson are back in 24th and 25th. 54 car there, the Monster. Energy and Mobile 20. So we're getting ready to go green here, I believe. Yep, lights are out on the pace car. Kyle Heath hanging out down low. Pace car going in. Heath has the green. Everybody's going to bunch, and then we're going to see him hit that gas pedal really hard and try and get as far away from this pack as possible. Looks like the guy in third, who is Tommy Thompson, needs to tighten that up, otherwise he's going to get left behind. What we don't want to see is Thompson try and get a jump. But Heath has it. He is away. Let's see these two drivers, TJ Hanley and Kyle Heath. 1-2. See if we can't hold strong for a while, boys. Heath still has it up in front on the inside lane there. We have Hanley moving a little bit on the outside lane. We could tighten those lines up just ever so slightly. Somebody in the back. Looks like that might have been Easel in that black and white car. He was going from the top line down to the bottom line really quick. Let's get a different angle here. See these cars a little bit closer. And the black and white skull car, Outlaws. Oh, we have something going on. And there we go. Couple cars get into it. Not enough to trigger our caution. Oh no, it is. It was just a delayed caution there. Delayed caution. You see that front right of that car, and let's take a look and see what happened here. Number 12 Rodney Roberts and Raymond Mull is in the pits already. He's going to take an EOL, but he's going to get his stuff done right away. Hear that? He might have gotten into the pits before the flag got thrown. Well, Rodney Robertson 12, his tire is dragging along pretty heavily. Only going pop up under 13 miles an hour. I say only. We'd get put in jail if we did that on the highway, but only going 113 miles an hour, 120 here. Trying to get back to the pit lane so then he can swap that tire out, get something new, have them bang out the damage on that front right quarter panel. But what happened here? As we go and we look, it looks like the number 18 of Mull just catches that front left of Rodney Roberts and he just smacks into the wall. I'm gonna Rodney Roberts view here. I'm trying to go back far enough. It won't bring me back far enough. Here we go. So Rodney Roberts, there is Raymond Mull Sr. And oh yeah, he doesn't know that he's really there and just kind of gets pinched into the wall. Maybe a little bit of net code, but we live to race another day. The rest of the field just pulls away. Rodney Roberts looks like his tire is still messed up. Dutch boy paint on the front this time. Still in his Menards, number 12. With quite a few people coming into the pits. TJ Hanley, Kyle Heath, Bobby Blowers coming out. Kind of hanging up Alex Coffey there. Don't know if that was on purpose. Lily Frazier coming across with Justin Potts, Blaine Wilson. and William Smith. We'll see how iRacing sorts all them out, who came out first and who's going to get put in line. Daniel Butler, Keith Ramsey, David Guimont, Martin Tolmick, Rodney Roberts, the number 12. There he is, finally getting in. I don't think he's a lap down quite yet. He's going to get that damage taken care of. Nick Sipple here, getting his damage taken care of. Doug Easel. Not sure how legal that is, buddy. Can't be doing that too much. I know iRacing has, if you do something like that in the iRacing sessions, you will actually get booted, or at least a penalty so that you can't continue on with that session for heating your tires in such a way. You're just doing burnouts out of the pits. Corey Buchanan leads us right now. George Buck in second, Patrick Mitrovic in third, and that is 10 spots up for Buchanan, 11 spots up for Buck, and 17 spots up for Mitrovic. Zachary Steele up 18 spots. That's, you know, almost our entire grid. Our grid right now is 25 drivers, so he's cleared more than 2/3 of the grid. And then some of the big losers right now, Blowers, Coffee, both down 10 positions. Martin Tolmack down 12 positions. He was involved in that Moquin first wreck that we had. And then Roberts, just involved in that last one with Raymond Mull. And Sipple is not sure what this guy's doing. I wouldn't do that in a league race. You know, officials, whatever. But league races, you don't want to be doing that kind of stuff. I know getting your tires warm is one thing, but locking them up and then burning out of the pits, and I probably wouldn't do that. Admins are looking at all times to make sure that we're having clean, wholesome racing here. You don't want to be exploiting or doing anything such as that. Front row right now, Corey Buchanan, George Buck, Mitrovic and Thompson, Miller and Steele, Larson and Handley, Morrison and Heath. That's our top 10 going into it. We'll keep an eye on Buchanan, see how he gets away on this one. 19 machine, Crown Royal. He's been driving that for most of the season. Teammates Corey Buchanan and Patrick Mitrovic. So you're going to be seeing Mitrovic trying to push Buchanan best he can. And I would not be surprised if Mitrovic and Buchanan get a good jump together. Just because I'm sure they're on comms together. You know, helping each other out. Being on the same team, you know, you want to get your team up there and you want to get your team points as much as you can. And, you know, working together is the best way to do that. Pace car diving down low. Take a wide look at the field here. We're going to get going here in just a moment, and Buchanan will have it in the start zone right now. And away he goes. Him and Mitrovic do get a pretty good jump. Mitrovic's not as quick on the draw, but Buchanan, great jump. Mitrovic is gonna try and get up behind him and get that bubble push right away. You see George Buck on the outside, kind of hanging that outside lineup in the number 28 machine. Beautiful throwback Texaco paint going on there as Buchanan is getting a great push here from Mitrovic. The outside line, though, is starting to break free. These drivers get going down that straightaway. Number 7 of Tommy Thompson getting pushed by Zachary Steele. Great push there by Patrick Mitrovic. EJ Hanley falling back according to the graphic, but great push here. You don't want to get too squirrely there up on that high line with Thompson. But Buchanan holding fantastic. Mitrovic able to give a bump and go. And we see the same thing on that top line, that number 29 of Zachary Steele giving a push, giving a push, giving a push. And wow, look at that push there. Mitrovic and Buchanan just saving it right now. Mitrovic, I think, probably gave too big of a push. But Tommy Thompson out front here with Zachary Steele in second, George Buck in third. Frederick Larson in fourth, and we are getting some green flag racing. We're loving it here. 11 laps into the Talladega 350. Sponsored by TH Designs, and we'll bring that up. TH Designs is anything in the iRacing sim that you need painted car-wise. TH Designs can take care of you. That is TJ Handley, our guy in the 08 machine here. He is the one that does all their designs. TH Designs, you can see his TH Designs on the side there. Beautiful car. He's running in that Camaro. And he does a lot of different design for these drivers here out on track. So if you have anything virtually that needs painted, go to TH Designs, message Mr. Handley in Discord, or reach out to the guys here and get into the Discord, get some racing going. Tommy Thompson still out in front, getting pushed from the number 29 machine. Zachary Steele doing a good job to push, but it looks like coming back at him is Patrick Mitrovic, getting pushed by Kyle Heath here. And we see three lines starting to form. Coffee on that high line. He's kind of coming out of nowhere from the back. Coffee on that high line with teammate Blaine Wilson. This is what I was talking about, that teamwork. Blaine is going to try and push his teammate Alex to the front of the pack here. Mitrovic then becomes the middleman, and that is going to hurt Mitrovic. He's going to drop on back. You don't want to be the middleman ever in this pack of cars unless there's three strong lines. If you end up being the middle, you tend to just kind of get shuffled back into the pack, and then you have to either jump into the high line or jump into the low line. And right now it looks like he's gotten back into that high line behind the number 54, number 20, and number 8. 8 of Noah Miller there. Beautiful new livery there for Noah Miller. And you can see they have pulled out front. Noah Miller kind of loses his drafting buddies. He's going to have to fall into the line or get ahead of Lily Frazier. And you can see Lily Frazier, this is why it's really great to have huge teammates. Lily Frazier getting pushed by Bobby Blowers. See up there on that top line, Bobby Blowers is trying to keep in that draft. They're doing the same thing that Alex Coffey and Blaine Wilson did, and Alex Coffey and Blaine Wilson are currently sitting up front. Lily Frazier in that red and yellow. That number 12 of Rodney Roberts is going to help out. Rodney Roberts trying to get back into this thing. Did not go a lap down, even though he was in that wreck. He kept it alive enough to get around the track and get himself going again. We see Coffey fighting in that middle line. Looks like Larson has a little bit of help on that outside line. He's finding friends with Lily Frazier and Bobby Blowers, and Thompson is going to have some competition with the number 77 fighting the 7 and getting a big push there from Alex Coffey. Alex Coffey doing a good job not to push him too much around this curve. But you can see just how close those cars are getting to each other. Three lines now. Lily Frazier up high, Bobby Blowers pushing. Frederick Larson, you can see he's a little weaving from him. Alex Coffey and Blaine Wilson behind pushing him, and then Tommy Thompson on the low line. Looks like we did have a little bit of something going on. Some pushing, some rubbing, some racing. I'm not sure what's going on back here. A few 4X's on our data chart here, and we now have Lily Frazier up front. Great push here from from the Outlaws. I want to say it's Orlando Outlaws here. And that's Bobby Blowers and Lily Frazier. Teamwork. What's going to make this race happen for some of these drivers. Tommy Thompson just going to stick with them. You know, and some of these teams might start teaming up with teams. It's not unheard of, as we see up high. Morrison touching the wall ever so slightly. Coffee behind him. And Morrison's got to either choose a line up high or choose a line down low. You can't take both lines. It's way too early in the race to be blocking like that. You really got to choose down low, choose up high, just choose something. Being indecisive is what causes those big wrecks. Got to be very decisive. And this is just how this race is going to go. We already see Coffee is shuffled back with Wilson into 9th and 10th. Frazier's up front getting a great push from Blowers and Tommy Thompson. George Buck right in there too. Buck is normally mid to back of the pack, but he is holding strong here at Dega. He must be a super speedway specialist because he is much higher than his normal standing. It'd be great to see him finish in a position of as we have Roberts dropping back for some reason. Not sure what happened there. Does not show a crash or a wreck or anything. He's just slow. He might have hit the wall, but that's not going to register as a wreck. As Larson, a couple people weaving and swerving. Larson's getting back in the draft there. Bunch of cars jumping in position here. And we have a yellow flag. Looks like we had Guimond, Steele, Mitrovic's all got together. Unless this is our 20th lap already? All right, it is our stage yellow. We are already on lap 20. Fantastic news, everybody. Stage 1 complete. Oh, and the pace car flying up. Watch. We'll see this pace car. I'm flying in here. You see Lily Frazier wins the first stage. Frazier and Blowers doing a great team effort to get up to the front and hold it, with Tommy Thompson and Noah Miller pushing behind. And I was talking with one of the drivers before the race, Frederick Larson. He messaged me because I've raced with him for years now, and he was like, what's the key to the race? What is gonna, give me a chance at, being competitive here? And the biggest thing I had to say to him was just survive. If you survive, you have a chance at the end. Everybody that's on the main lap, in the top 20 drivers has a chance at the end when this all comes to a head, and everybody here coming down to the pits, gonna grab some fuel. 55-mile-an-hour speed limit here at Dega. Maybe. Thought it was 55. It might be 60. Could be 60, as Miller has crossed both those thresholds. So Miller comes in. Looks like William. Yeah, no, it was only nobody's speeding in the pits quite yet. It looks like Lily Frazier's out first. Noah Miller's going to be out second, so great pit stop from him. Morrison out third. Coffee out fourth. Heath out fifth. Flowers out sixth, though he's going to have to get up to his teammate Lily Frazier and switch lines. Larson, number 77, in 7th. TJ Hanley in 8th. William Smith in 9th. Tommy Thompson drops back a few positions into 10th. Cannon sitting in 11th. Doug Easel, 12th. I really do like this livery here. This Red Monkey Los Angeles livery. I really do like the design of that. Simple. It's not anything crazy, but you see the side there, just how you have that little bit of blending with the red, the black, the white. Looks all good. It's not too much in any one area. And then that really nice nice chrome 67 on there. A new paint on the grid. Daniel Butler. I do like the throwback of Daniel Butler's as well. The Hunt Brothers Pizza from Justin Potts. I do really like this livery from this paint from Nick Sipple. Even though he's been doing some questionable things with his tire warming, the paint looks on point. Everybody coming out with something new. Tolmick holding strong with that Tabasco livery. Kind of a vintage throwback. It's not quite, but it does have that color palette of a throwback Tabasco. Morrison comes in, Coffee comes in, and Heath all come in. Not sure what they're going to come in for, if they had a penalty or something. Sipple gets a black flag. Yeah, Sipple gets a black flag coming into the pit lane. Looks like he's going to have to serve a 40-second stop and go. Should get him, you know, keep him on the lap. Cars are forming up into the upper and lower quadrants here. And that's one thing I do love about Talladega is you have that very big, wide road to drive on. You know, Daytona is the same way, but I don't know why Talladega feels like it's just that little bit wider, even though I don't think there is a huge difference in the width of Talladega compared to Daytona. And while we come to our green flag, I'm going to grab myself a drink really quick, and then we will count down our green flag. All right, and we are coming back here. Frazier is going to have the start for us. Coming up to the pit lane entrance right now. And remember, this pit lane start for this start finish is at the end of this curve here at the straight. Lily Frazier coming up to the start zone. In the Geico start zone, and there she goes. Teammate Blowers right behind her. And Blowers is going to try and get a push and get them back right where they started. Dakota saying he's in the field in spirit. We love to hear that. Dakota saying his rig is in storage, I believe. Here we go, Lily Frazier. Things are starting to settle out here. Cars are doing a fantastic job before the stage. Only one not on the main lap here is Raymond Mull. I don't know why I almost said Rodney Mull. Rodney is a little farther up in the field. Rodney Robertson, 12 car, pushing Mitrovic in the number 4 car. We do have the outside line starting to develop here. Noah Miller in the number 8 getting pushed by what will be Corey Buchanan in number 19. Buchanan a little weaving from him behind. Trying to just stay in that draft. It's very hard. I know a lot of people, you know, driving. How hard could it be to drive in, you know, almost a straight line, and then do a very slight turn, and it's, you know, it's hard. It really is. It's like getting caught up in the wake of a semi truck going down the road. I think we're clean. A couple people getting off track, but I think we're clean. And here we go, Coffee trying to push Raymond Mull so they don't lose the back of that pack, because that could be devastating for them. Frazier up in front of Miller here. Buchanan in third. Got that side draft from Blowers, but behind them, TJ Hanley in the draft, gonna get a pretty good run. Let's see if he decides to jump up high or if he just stays right behind Buchanan here. Looks like he's gonna stay in behind Buchanan. And this is something that we are gonna have to see happen here from Frederick Larson. He's not too close to the number 34 car of Blowers. In order to give a fight to Blowers, or to Frazier and Miller, Larson in that 77 machine is going to have to get right up behind number 34 and push him, as that number 34 is trying to get right up behind the number 19 car of Corey Buchanan, and he is going to... Best time to do it is down the straights here. There we go, Buchanan out front, getting the push. It's not a huge push right there, but it's enough. And we have Mr. Sipple, Nick Sipple, up here on the outside line, somehow budging his way through. Ooh, just a little tap there, Sipple. And we see right there is what we want to see. Lily Frazier, number 13. Just giving a huge push behind teammate Bobby Blowers. And now behind Corey Buchanan on that low line. And number 75 of Sipple is going to have to push Blowers. And you see just that bumper right there. Almost touching. Some spots are going to be touching down the backstretch, but almost touching down the front. Give a little bit of a bump down the backstretch. You can see we have two wide lines, so Buchanan holding that line down low. Blowers is holding his outside wheel on that stripe on the high side. Ooh, wow. Larson almost just clipped the front of Buchanan. And Buchanan is getting shuffled back. He is in that middle area that I had told you do not want to be. He gets shuffled back all the way to 12th. Not out of it by any means. He can get right back up there. It's just he's got a few cars to have to go through now and work his way back up. You don't want to have that happen. We'll swap to our tower here. We are on lap 29. Oh no, and we do have a big one here. Not sure who caused that, but we have a big one. Yellow is out. Could have been another car getting caught out in that middle lane there. And we have the big one, the first big one of Talladega today. We had a couple small ones, but this one was quite the wreck. Let's take a look. Yellow flag there. Let's see what happens. Ooh, Moquin down low. I'm not sure if he touched the apron and that's what caused it. Let's try and get a few seconds back here. And jump on Michael Moquin. Number 5 on the right side of the screen. Ooh, he touches the number 67. And yeah, that's a rough one. If we go back to the number 67 here of... There is no 67. That's looking at Lily Frazier there, who was leading our race. Why do I not see a 67? Oh, Doug Easel. He's all the way up there still. He was able to keep it together. And we have the number 67, Doug Easel here. Let's take a look. Easel somehow able to keep that car under control enough to just keep it going. And we wish you were here too, Richard. It is quite the race going on already. Fairly clean too, which, you know, our last super speedway we had some tough times, but we're gonna jump to live and see who is coming into the pit lane here. We got Blowers in, Blaine Wilson in, Miller, Ramsey, Thompson, Justin Potts, Buchanan, Hanley, Coffey, Frazier, Moquin, Smith, Tolmick, and Steele all in the pits right now. Blowers is going to be trying to get back out on track and get himself shuffled right back up to the front where he would like to be. Some great bumper-to-bumper racing here. Let's take a look. We're going to take a look at Larson here, because Larson was pretty far up. I think he's ahead of what happened. And Larson just misses it. The 4 cars up ahead. Everybody behind Larson, Wilson, Sipple. And it looks like Blowers were the ones that got involved in that. Sipple right now leading us. He's doing a great job. Went from way in the back. I know we saw that those tire warm-up maneuvers he was doing, so it was you know, a little bit of questionable stuff going on there. But we have a couple people got black flags in the pits. Looks like Kyle Heath had a meatball flag. Black flag from Blaine Wilson. Alex Coffey has left the pits. Just checking to see anybody else that might have gotten a flag that's gonna bring them back. Just looks like Justin Potts, and it looks like Kyle Heath as well. So Justin Potts and Kyle Heath both have a black flag. They had to pull in and get their black flag served, but we will be going about eight laps, and then we'll be hitting our second stage, which is lap 40. And you are right, Kelly. We have 2 lines now, which means we will be going green at the end of this lap. Lights are out on the pace car. We have Sipple on the inside, Larson on the outside, Easel on the inside, Guimont on the outside, Morrison, who's in the number 43, but it's really the 916 car, and Mitrovic. The field is all sorts of shuffled up from when we started here and where we're gonna end still. It's almost, you know, you could almost tune in just to the last 15 laps and that would make, you know, that would show you the end of the race. As long as we were green. It's, you know, just crazy up until this point. Shuffling up, down, back and forth. I mean, even some of our best drivers in the session with, you know, the highest I ratings, Coffey. He's back in 15th. He was all the way back in last, and he's been up in first. And now he's right in the middle of the field in 15th. Wilson, same way. Teammate, trying to push his teammate Coffey up. Buchanan was in first for a little bit. Moquin was up. Ooh, that's going to be rough on his aerodynamics right there. Kyle Heath was up front. Nick Sipple was all the way in the back. It just goes to show that, you know, these speedways, you can be anywhere on the grid, and it won't matter because anything can change in the last 5 laps or so. You can change in 1 lap, but we'll see if we get that at all. And Sipple has our green flag in his hands, essentially. And he is in the Geico start zone, and there he goes. Sipple gets a great jump. Frederick Larson looks like he gets caught out just a tiny bit. Sipple with a huge jump. Doug Easel right behind him there, and Robert Morrison right behind them. So our three newcomers are running 1, 2, and 3 right now. We have Blowers right behind Morrison, trying to give him a good shove in number 34 car, pushing number 43. Guimond is going to have to get right up behind Larson if he's going to have any chance, and we see these lines splitting. Sipple going outside. Number 43 has quite the run. I'm not sure if that was the smartest thing to do by Sipple, but he's got to have that number 43 get right up behind him and give him a push. If he doesn't, then they're going to fall back, and it looks like he is starting to get a push from the number 43 of Morrison. In that U.S. Air Force car. Beautiful driving here. Number 7 of Thompson. Really, really right up behind the number 8 of Noah Miller. And Thompson is... He's doing really well to push. And I do think, I was looking back at our wreck, and it looked like it might have been some netcode. I know I say netcode a lot, and you know, for those of you who are not sim racers, who don't deal with it on a daily basis, netcode is just, you know, the game or the sim is trying to predict where these cars are going to be because they're moving so quick and so close to each other. We have Blowers going way low off the track. Might have lost his rear end just a tiny bit, but he gets himself back up in it. As Larson goes sliding off the track, not sure what happened there. We had Frazier, Larson. It looks like Larson has... It just shows that he went off track. It does not show that he crashed. We'll stick on Miller since Blowers is oh, there we go. As we're on Miller gets spun, and there are more cars. It looks like we are going to have another caution here. I did not do that one. I did not curse him. I didn't say anything. I just jumped onto his car. I know I am famous for the commentator's curse quite a bit, but I had just gotten onto his car. Noah's gonna be no damage, it doesn't look like, but that was a spin and a half there from Mr. Miller. If we go back, let's see. Miller here getting a huge push from Sipple. And then Sipple, yep, he just tries to... I don't know if Sipple wasn't holding his line fully or what happened there, but yeah, then behind Miller, you can see a couple other people. Just hanging up and... Just, yep, we see a couple cars going up into the wall. Just a chain reaction. Everybody lays off just the tiniest bit to avoid Miller getting spun. And yeah, it just throws it for a loop. Everybody doesn't know what to do for just a half second, and it just causes chaos. Leader of the race right now, though, is Tommy Thompson in number 7, Delphi Machine. And then Doug Easel is in second for us here in number 67. Red Monkey out of Los Angeles. And it looks like Larson had gone into the pits earlier and left the pits So he should be able to unlap himself. I believe he's our lucky dog right now. So when the time comes, Larson should be able to unlap himself. But coming into the pits, Handley, Miller, Blowers, Smith, Butler. He's getting right tires at least. Left ones as well. Justin Potts. And Raymond Mull Sr. Almost have gotten tagged at one point in that wreck. Small wreck. Not like the big one we saw. Take a look back here. See it in real time. This is him pushing Miller, and it looks like, not sure if that's an intentional or not. We've seen much more. You can see he's kind of up, he's kind of down. Sipple, I don't think he knows where to go with all the speed that he has, and he just touches the back quarter panel and away goes Miller. Jump back to our live though. Funny thing is we're going to be hitting our stage here at lap 40. I've been informed by admin to make sure we keep the stage caution. No matter if we have a caution leading up to it, and you see Thompson drafting that pace car just the tiniest bit. So everybody out there watching tonight, who are you cheering for? Who do you want to win this race? Tommy Thompson up in front. He's normally a mid-pack runner. Normally around that 10 to anywhere from 8 to 12th. He's been running a little higher in the last few races, top fives, you know, here and there. Doug Easel, new to in that 67 machine, new to the league as of today. Sipple, new to the league as of today. At least I have not seen them in our sessions. And if you have been in the league and haven't been attending, gotta come on out, gotta get these races done. And then Robert Morrison back here in number 43 showing up. He is, I want to say, signed up early in the league, or early in the season, but had some stuff he had to deal with to step away, if I remember correctly. Sorry, folks, just clearing my throat a little bit. And we are going to... I don't know if it's going to make these drivers do the start, but as soon as they hit that line, there's going to be another caution thrown for the stage. And once again, been informed by admin, keep the stage. Tommy Thompson's going to lead us. Looks like they are going to make them do a start. Thompson, hopefully nobody spins out or loses positions out of this, but as Thompson comes across the line, we should see another yellow thrown. And there it is, yellow on the little dot, 6 caution, that's our stage. This is our halfway point. And an interesting fact from our qualifying earlier, Frederick Larson, Martin Tolmick, and Lily Frazier all had the exact same time. William Smith, George Buck both had the exact same time of 53.377. Larson, Tolmick, and Frazier were 53.366. And yeah, the whole field was essentially within a tenth and a half. So 0.15 seconds of each other. Thompson waiting for everybody to catch on up. Sipple flying on by. Not sure where Sipple's going there. Like I said, I don't like these kind of tactics here. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, it's stage caution. I get you're going to want to heat your tires and whatnot, but I think they're waiting for the safety car to catch up. Whereas Thompson, I think, should have just stayed on the gas to catch up to the safety car. I guess Sipple's going into the pits because his tires are now on fire. Safety car has passed him. I'm not so sure what Nick Sipple's doing. I get to have some fun, but this is, you know, we try and stay organized and try and stay, you know, stay pretty official in the league here. Mull coming around. Up into second. Butler staying out. Up into third. Potts staying out, looking like. Morrison out of pit lane. Frazier is coming out. Easel out. Handley out. Ramsey, Moquin, Smith, Miller, Coffee, Buchanan, Wilson, Mitrovic, Heath, Guimon, Lowers, and Sipple's in the pit still. Not sure if he got a qualifying scrutiny penalty or something of that sort, or maybe he has some damage from that contact with Noah Miller. Tommy Thompson, though, is leading us behind the safety car. And I will pop up our race info again here. Week 10, Talladega, for anybody who missed it at the beginning. Track is now at 122 degrees Fahrenheit. 2.6 mile track here at Dega. 79 degree day out in the sun. Partly cloudy. 53% humidity and a 2-mile-an-hour wind. 80 laps is what we're running, as you can see in the top left graphic as well. But this race is sponsored by TH Designs. TJ Handley. Jump on board him there. Then the 08 Designs, or TH Designs machine. The 08 of TJ Handley is made by him, and he is always looking to, you know, help you guys out with any paints you need in sim. And he is the one that is sponsoring this race today. TH Designs, the Dega 350. Go get in contact with him. Sure what Sipple was doing. There's somebody in the pit lane that looked like that was just burning some rubber. But TJ Handley, TH Designs, is one of our sponsors here, as you can see on the right side of our graphic. Soaphouse Painting Co. I haven't mentioned them today. Soaphouse Painting Co. Our other design, or our other painter for the league. They do anything in Wisconsin. Not so much a virtual painter, but they do real life painting. Anything you need painted if you are in the Wisconsin, I've been told the whole Wisconsin area, which is quite the area. Anywhere in Wisconsin, you just go to Soaphouse Painting Co. They'll paint it for you. And we are missing our Soaphouse Painting Co. driver today, Richard Kreuzer. So, Richard, we wish you were here. It'd be a great race to see you in, but, you know, We have Sopos Paint & Co. represented on our broadcast here. Anyways, Thompson on the lower line. Lights are out on the pace car, so we will be going green any moment now once we get to the front stretch. But in the meantime, I'm going to grab myself a sip of water, mute myself for just a moment while we get ourselves lined up. We see our pace car down into the pit lane. Thompson's gonna have the start of the race. David Butler right behind him. And they're coming up to the start zone. And there they are in the start zone. And he goes right away. Thompson hits the gas. Daniel Butler right behind him on the gas, gonna give him a big push. Thompson on those tires that are a little old, and Raymond Mull on the same strategy, a little bit older tires on that top line. As we take a look at our pit strategy, most of our top runners did come in for tires. The only ones that have not, Mull came in 5 laps ago. Frazier, Moquin, Buchanan, Butler, Easel, and Guimont have all come in within 2 laps. In that last stop, Mull and Butler came in. Oh, and there goes Thompson. Thompson coming down into pit lane. Not sure if this is part of his strategy or if he just forgot to pit or if the stars didn't align, but that is a rough blow for Thompson. So we'll jump on to Lily Frazier here in the number 71 machine up in front. Michael Moquin behind pushing, and Buchanan pushing. Who is on that outside line? Looks like Coffey, Wilson, and Heath all trying to get each other back to the front here. You see a lot of cars trying to make their own line on the outside line. Nick Sipple pushing the number 67 of Doug Easel on the outside. And here we go. We are having another 2-lane battle that I expect to hold 2 lanes. I don't know. Sipple's just, I don't know if he's holding very well. Not holding, I know he's not holding very well, but I don't know if he's intentionally trying to do anything to these drivers up here. He's getting right on the bumper. And he is shoving that number 67, and that's just unfortunate for Thompson. Thompson has just nowhere to go. Tommy Thompson, the number 7 machine, just hanging on for life, trying to tuck himself into that bottom line behind the number 10 of Guimont. And here we go. Sipple pushing number 67. Easel is hoping that he can hold on behind him and not do what he did to Miller. I mean, it is hard to hold on to the back of a car like this. It is no easy feat, I will say that. And we see Coffey on that high line with Wilson. And they are going to try and take the line. That is a, I don't want to say a dirty move, but Sipple went up not 1 lane, but he went up 2 lanes to get in front of Coffey and hold him up. I think Sipple and Easel, I'm not sure if they're teammates. They both came in this week. But Sipple and Easel might be working together to try and keep the likes of Coffey and Wilson behind them. Nick Sipple gets in that middle lane, nobody to draft off of, nobody to push, so he falls back and he gets right in behind the wake of Frederick Larson, which should pull him back up to the back. But Easel getting the push from Lily Frazier. Frazier Doing a great job just keeping right behind, tucked into that number 67. And somebody down low, looks like Morrison gets pushed down low a little bit. Not sure what he's doing down there. Hitting that apron, that's going to slow you down, give you some trouble holding on to the car. As we're coming to lap 47. All of our stages are done. It's, you know, if we stay green all the way to the end, you know, fingers are crossed right now, guys. If we stay green all the way to the end, this is going to be one heck of a race. We just see these drivers shuffling up, shuffling back, shuffling up, shuffling back. You know, Coffee now up on that outside line fighting, as we have Frazier pushing Easel on the inside line fighting, with Moquin right behind them. Some of our best drivers in the league so far on that top line. Some of our new drivers in the league on the bottom line. Sounds like somebody was touching the wall just slightly from the sound effects there. And we have Buchanan back up as well, right behind Moquin. And we're 3 wide here. I'm not so sure we have a third line. I think people are just getting caught out in the middle, not really knowing where to go. The 97 of William Smith. He's just kind of hanging in behind TJ Hanley, and Hanley's hanging on to the back of Sipple, maybe? And there goes Sipple to the outside line. Sipple is up and down and left and right. He's kind of all over the place. Yeah, he's not afraid to throw the car wherever he wants to. And that, you know, it's good to have that confidence, but that can also be fairly dangerous to the pack. We can see these cars, Coffee getting its speeds all the way up, almost touching that 200-mile-an-hour mark before they hit into the turn. And there goes Heath. Heath is turned. We are going to have a yellow William Smith there, Lily Frazier there. And it looks like that took a lot of people. As we have Kyle Heath was the one that got turned. Not sure who got into the back of him. Michael Miller in chat might know. See where the beginning of that was. We'll go to a little few seconds back here. There's Kyle Heath up front. And yeah, he just gets tapped ever so slightly. Yep, that is Sipple right behind him. And Sipple just gets a push. I don't know where he thinks he's going. It's either intentional or he does not know where he's trying to put that car. One of the two, and we've seen it once with Noah Miller. It happened. Got to start looking at it and saying, hey, same guy, same problem. But Sipple is having a rough day right now. He's just trying to get that car back to the pit lane and try and finish this race. Coffee out front. Our cameras would jump to Mr. Coffee. Let's see who has made it through. Wilson going into the pits, Coffee into the pits. This might be their last pit stop. Doug Easel in. Noah Miller in. Raymond Mull staying out again. Raymond must be counting on another safety car, and he just wants to be up front when that happens, because I know he's not going to be able to make it to the end on fuel. 29 laps remaining. So he might come in at the end of the next lap to just try and get that little bit extra fuel, but we're going to see Coffee coming out of the pits. Wrong pit lane. Pit lane 1. Coffey's out. Wilson's out. Miller is out. That looks like Buchanan coming on out. Flowers had to back up, get back into his stall. Guimond coming out. Number Tennessee, or the Tennessee machine of Ramsey is out. Looks like William Smith is now out. Morrison coming out right now. Flowers still holding. Morrison looks like he might have had a black flag for speeding in the pits. Larson had a black flag for speeding in the pits as well. Larson is showing Larson is out. Not sure where he would be. Does not show he's on track, so that is unfortunate for Larson. There's too much damage from that wreck. We can jump on board. Larson, yeah, that's the front of Larson's car. Moquin, oh, Lily Frazier just slams T-bones. That was not good. Lily Frazier, I don't know if Lily Frazier did that on purpose or just wasn't paying attention, didn't see, or couldn't stop the car, didn't have control. You can see that right front is pointing the wrong way. Just trying to keep it going on track here. Yeah, what a big crash that was. Another big one from the field here. Doing better than I thought we were going to do on cautions here. Doing much better. No, I'm not jinxing it. Elizabeth Andrews in the chat every time with the laughing faces. I know. Happens every time. Yeah, we are only 27 laps left of this race. I believe that might be enough for a stint of fuel. We have Raymond Mull, who, you know, he's out front. He hasn't come in for the past couple cautions. I'm not sure what his strategy is or how he's going to get to the end of the race, or if, you know, he's just running his race and is going to let the field do their thing, let them, you know, have their cautions, do whatever, and he's just, you know, fulfilling his pit lane strategy. Like Ramsey is way down on the skirt on the infield. Okay, he's still going. It looked like he might have been pulling over. Didn't want to have that happen. But Raymond Mull will have the lead of the race. Not sure if Mull has started us off here yet this season. Mull holding at that 70 miles an hour. He will be coming into the Geico start zone here. And you can see on the right side of the screen, Geico start zone is there, and he is away. Mitrovic gets a poor jump. But I have no problem thinking that they will get pushed up to the front. Mitrovic has Wilson right behind him. And Wilson, we know from working with teammate Alex Coffey, who's now on the top line. Wilson is a good pusher. And you need that. It looks like, yep, he's getting shoved up the order. Patrick Mitrovic's gonna have a lot of speed. Let's see if he dives down into the inside and, you know, just tries to avoid the back of Miller, or if he just tucks himself right in there. I know some drivers are, I don't want to say afraid, but once they get up behind the car, if they have a lot of speed, they will not let off the gas so then they can stay tucked in behind that car. They will just either ram the bumper right through the car in front of them, or they don't know where to go and they just swerve left or swerve right, or they hit the bumper behind them and just unsettle the car in front, and then it's a not so fun experience for anybody. Coffee down on the inside. Wilson, teammate of Coffee, on the inside, gonna give him a huge push here. But we have teammates in Buchanan and Mitrovic here, 4th and 5th in that inside line. And Coffee and Wilson go up high, maybe trying to defend with a little bit more speed, or trying to keep that high line from flying by him. And the number 33 of Daniel Butler drops down to that low line from the high. And it's looking like Sipple in the middle. 3 wide. Not sure where these guys are going to go. Wilson tucking in up high. Sipple not really getting pushed from anybody, but we're 3 wide early on in this race. 25 to go. Normally we're, 10 laps to go, and then we start seeing this kind of maneuvering, but Sipple wants to be up front, getting pushed by Easel. And you can see right there Sipple kind of falling into line up high. And they're going to take that really high line. I'm thinking Coffee and Wilson might be thinking to themselves, how many people can actually hold this high, just barely not touching the wall kind of line? How many people can stay up there with us? They're almost daring the rest of the field, saying, I dare you to stay right on the wall with me. I dare you to try and do it. Because it's, once again, not easy. These guys are driving at almost 200 miles an hour, hitting bumps, hitting, each other. Ooh. Sipple goes down. Yep, that's going to be a safety car sliding across. Ooh, a couple drivers almost hitting them. Not sure what happened to Sipple there. You're not wrong there, Kelly. Coffee and Wilson really good at finding each other on track. And that is an understatement. They have found each other and worked together very well so far here at Talladega. And Coffee knows what he's doing. He goes all the way, keeps that foot to the floor, gets up behind the safety car fairly quick. Like Daniel Butler has crashed. Oh, into the pit lane there. Yeah, let's see what happens here to Nick Sipple. Ooh, Morrison got into him. Morrison was the one that went spinning up into the wall, but somehow gets out of there without a huge wreck. I'm not so sure that Sipple knows where the front corners of his car are, because he just keeps tapping the corners, the back quarter panels of the car in front of him. Like you can see, he's right there, right on a quarter panel. And what you want to do is you want to tuck up in there. You don't want to touch that quarter panel. 76 should become a police officer. 75 is Mr. Sipple. But we have our final pit stop going on right now. What I think would be our final pit stop. 20 laps, I'm not so sure. 22 laps to go. We'll have about 20 once we get going. I have to be impartial here, Michael. I have to be impartial. You know, have to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not doing it on purpose. We hope that he's not doing it on purpose, but he has been involved in about 5 of the wrecks. Yes, 75, yep. Been involved in quite a few of these wrecks, and if it's just a lack of experience, then, you know, that's one thing. If it's him pit maneuvering people, then he will be punished going into next race. Being a 37-35 I rating, I would think he would know that you can't stick your front quarter panel onto a back quarter panel like that and just know that everything is going to be peachy keen. I'm not sure what he's doing down here. I wonder if he doesn't think that we're gonna see him on stream, or how much we're gonna cover. He's letting cars by, but he's doing it very slowly. I don't know if what he's trying to accomplish by being down on the apron like that and going so slow. As the pack is caught up slightly ahead of him, 2 turns ahead. All you gotta do is catch your car on up and get moving. Let other cars by once you're done. You don't gotta stop that far back. We have our second wave. There we go. Noah Miller in, Handley in, Coffee in, Wilson, Ramsey, Mo Quinn. Justin Potts has been in the pits. Same for Tommy Thompson coming down right now. Thompson is 3 laps down, looks like. We've had a couple people that have been knocked out of the race. Steele, Roberts, Larson. Looks like Heath and Buck as well. Actually, George Buck is out on track. At this point, I don't think Buck's going to get back into it, seeing as he is 5 laps down. I don't think he'll get on the main lap, but, you know, points are points. Morrison in, Sipple in, Potts in. It is looking like Nick Sipple is also out of this race. William Smith is going to lead us into what we hope is our final stage here. Pop that back up in a lap or two. You just want to get a nice clear view of William Smith as he gets going here. Corey Buchanan is going to be the one pushing him, and behind him is Martin Tolmick. And on the outside line, we have Easel being pushed by Buchanan and Mull. So in the start zone, William Smith gets going, and away he goes. He's got a pretty good gap, but that draft is going to pull Buchanan right up to the back of him. Number 67 dives right in behind. Easel is going to try and get the push on William Smith instead of letting Corey Buchanan in there. Buchanan, I'm sure, is going to try and get up to his teammate Patrick Mitrovic in that bright number 4 car. And Buchanan holding strong, holding strong. I don't know if he's going to try and let Patrick Mitrovic in there or what he's going to do. Mitrovic's not getting a great push from Mull. I want to know where the rest of the field is. What happened to the field? Because that was a huge jump. And I'm not sure if Daniel Butler's in 16th. He's a lap down. I'm not sure if Daniel Butler just had a bad jump or what happened, but he's starting to catch Tolmick now. He finally got in the slipstream of Tolmick, and Tolmick is going to let him tuck right in behind him. Tolmick holding his own. Oh no, Patrick Mitrovic. We are still green. We had a lot of people sliding up, sliding around. We did not hit our threshold though. William Smith is still going. Easel's still going. And Mitrovic has a meatball flag there. And here we go. We're holding strong with this green flag racing. Top line is Raymond Mull right now, and this small pack up front is going to be getting chased down. You see that secondary pack back there. The secondary pack is led by, looks like Coffee. Or no, that is Wilson. Blaine Wilson getting pushed by the number 7 of Tommy Thompson. Down they go down the straightaway. The home stretch, and they have caught up to the back of William Smith, who's been cycled back. Easel's in front of him, maybe gave him a little bit of a bump from behind, but Buchanan in second. Tolmick holding strong in third, and number 33, Daniel Butler, is trying to make something happen on the outside line. Nobody joining him. I'm sure we're going to see some magic here from Alex Coffey. Look at, there he goes. He's on the outside line getting a push from number 43. And then Blaine Wilson, teammate, jumps right up in front of him so they can work together here. Exactly what I would expect from these two professionals. And there's a good bump. And just like that, Coffey and Wilson are pushing to try and get up to where the leaders are. The leaders are right there. Buchanan, Easel, holding that low line. Mull is on that inside line. What is going to hang up Wilson and Coffey are the number 33 and the number 5 of Moquin and Butler. And Moquin's in 15th down a lap, and Butler's in 16th down the lap. So they're trying to work together to try and keep up in the front of the pack. So if these guys pit or have a yellow flag, then they can get themselves pushed around and get back on the main lap. But getting around them right now is Blaine Wilson and Alex Coffey on that high line up into the third line. And we have the same thing happening right now with Noah Miller trying to get Morrison pushed around. And Miller says, you know what, forget this. I'm just going to drop down to the inside. Tuck in behind the 32 because it looks like that 32 car is going to get by Butler and Moquin. And Miller looks like he's got a little turbo button he can push. And Frazier, something happened to Frazier. Went into the wall, looks like. Not quite sure when that happened. Let's see if we can't find when that happened. Not seeing it. Not seeing it on the graphic, so jump up to our leader, Doug Easel, right now. Corey Buchanan doing a great job to push, and Martin Tolmick doing a fantastic job to push. These three, I don't say they're pulling away, but Mull and Ramsey were just not making headway there for a short little while. And as we are driving here, Doug Easel, Buchanan, Tolmick, Mull all pulling away. Hanley in the pits and William Smith in the pits. I believe they are teammates. Hanley coming back out. Smith looks like he either had a blink or had a reset or something. He might have been done, but Butler getting by him. Not really a purposeful fight, but a fight nonetheless with Alex Coffey and Blaine Wilson back here. You can see Wilson and Coffey. I don't know if they're just tucking in and hoping that we're going to just see, you know, maybe another caution, and, you know, we'll make our push then. We've already proven we can get to the front if we need to. Maybe they're trying to conserve some fuel and just, you know, hang tight in the back of the pack here. Not sure what's going on. It's going to be close, though, I think. We're either going to have to stop one more time, or some of these drivers might be able to conserve enough to get to the end, as Wilson now in some clean air, which is going to burn a little bit more fuel for him. He doesn't have that draft up on that high line. It doesn't look like Alex Coffey's going to be coming with him either. Easel, though, holding up front with Buchanan right behind. We're going to go back to the last car on the main lap. Guimont trying to work with, is that Zachary Steele? No, it's not Zachary Steele. That is George Buck. George Buck is trying to work with Guimont to get him onto the main lap here. We're going to get him back to the main pack, we'll say. Easel holding it, you know, fairly steady. As we have some lap traffic coming up on the high line. That is the 01 of Justin Potts in the Hunt Brothers Pizza. Potts not having the best luck today, getting lapped right here for the second time. Easily, you can see we're going to try and get a long look. Everybody is just tucked in. Some people have fallen out of this pack. You know, we've had a couple mishaps through the field, but you know, everybody here is holding one line. We have one line being held by the field, and that is just showing that these guys know what this car is going to do. If you try and go to the outside, so we're going to watch TJ Hanley right now. TJ Hanley's a lap down, hoping that somebody's going to try and work with him, hoping to just stay in this pack so then he can be the lucky dog and get waved around. Right now he is the lucky dog. Daniel Butler behind him. A little farther back is the other one of the lucky dogs, or second in the lucky dog position. But there we go. Hanley finally has somebody that's going to work with him. Number 43 of Robert Morrison. And that's not going to push him up to the front, probably just because normally you need a little bit more help than just one car. And we see, there we go, we have the number 32 car jumping outside. Right now, all those cars are in a straight line. Why? Fuel saving. They're trying to keep in that draft. That draft is going to break the wind up, break the air up in front of their car enough to save them some gas mileage. You see 3 cars in that high line. Everybody down low, except for Doug Easel, are, you know, they're just trying to save some fuel staying in the line. We have Mitrovic back out on track. Coming out at the worst time. He's going to stay low. Actually, it's not a bad time stay low beneath that line and try and get into the draft. He needs to get into the draft right now if he's going to try and stay in his position, maybe get ahead of William Smith, who is no longer racing. A little bump in there. TJ Hanley, the leader of that outside line, who is a lap down, I remind you. He's just trying to keep that lap down lucky dog in his pocket. 6 laps to go here at the Dega 350, brought to you by our guy TJ Hanley here. I'll pop it up. TJ Hanley celebrating 2,300 plus favorites on Trading Paints. That is a huge accomplishment. I am a Trading Paints artist myself, and I have nowhere near that many favorites, that many people racing my paints. You know, it is quite the feat to be able to put that together. So great job on TJ Hanley. Check them out, TH Designs. If you need anything painted in iRacing, go to TJ. He will he'll help you out. We are 5 laps to go here. Doug Easel still holding that downstairs line right along that yellow. You have to be asking yourself, these guys in the back here, Blaine Wilson, Alex Coffey, Noah Miller, they're all just tucked in. They know what's going to happen here in just a moment. And here we go. Yeah, we have a couple drivers. TJ Hanley gets pushed up, and number 43 of Morrison gets in front of Doug Easel. Keith Ramsey. I was looking down farther on my data. Kyle Heath is out of the race, but Keith Ramsey here in the 32, trying to get things back to where he was, pushing that 19 of Corey Buchanan. Easel making his way back up. And he is currently sitting in second place. Robert Morrison, he is leading the race. We see TJ Hanley up there. But TJ Hanley is, he's technically now on the main lap. 3 to go here. TJ Hanley not leading us, but leading us. He's a lapped car. Daniel Butler on the main lap as well, I guess. Nope, he is down a lap as well. Such a weird concept to have TJ Hanley leading us, but also not leading us. TJ Hanley being that lap down, you know, he's got to complete one more circuit of the course in order to get himself back up front to technically be, you know, on the main lap. Lily Frazier going around the track a couple more times, might just be trying to finish out what we can. And Easel coming down into the pits. Easel not going to have the fuel because Easel was leading that whole line of people. It's going to be real close. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some other drivers have to come down into the pit lane. We will see who has to come down into the pits and who does not. Let's see our pit strategy. 2 laps to go here. Yeah, so 19 by Easel, and Easel came down in the pits. 19 by Coffey, 19 by Wilson, 19 by Ramsey, 20 by Mull right now. Tolmick at 20, Miller and Morrison at 19. And, you know, I got to think, unless something crazy, yeah, Morrison's going to have to come in. He's going to run out, and so is not Raymond Mull. Robert Morrison's in, and Butler's in. Potts is in. Noah Miller. This is the craziest last lap I've ever seen. Who is going to be able to hang on for for the win. Noah Miller is out in front, technically just tucked up behind TJ Hanley there. Tolmick, let's see who's gonna make a move here. Tolmick is just getting into the draft. TJ Hanley not really blocking, but not letting Miller by real easy, as Tolmick is going to the outside. Wilson on the outside with a lot of speed, with Coffee pushing him. We have a 4-car, oh my, we have a 4-car race right now, and it's looking like Wilson might be able to steal it from Coffee, or from Miller, and Wilson does. Coffee in second. Oh no, they spin out! Miller coming across the line at first! He wins! Noah Miller wins the race! Wilson and Coffee spin each other out, second and third. Teammates! What happened? Everybody else coming down into the pit lane. Noah Miller with a win. I am blown away. Blown away, absolutely, by what just happened there. Wow. I don't think Miller's gonna have enough fuel to get around to the main lap there. If that's at Daytona, that start finish line, they come across, and I think Wilson might take it, and Coffee's in second, and Miller's in third. But Noah Miller, wow. Gonna follow Noah. Pop that pit graphic off the screen because we don't need to see that. And yeah, it's showing Noah Miller first, Alex Coffey second, Blaine Wilson third, Martin Tolmick in fourth. Just does a nice little U-turn there, Mr. Miller. I don't think he has enough fuel to do a burnout, so that was his extent of his burnout. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's go. I'm gonna pop this off the screen. We're gonna take a look back. We're going to jump to what was going on the track at that point. And from the gyro cam of Noah Miller, this is how he wins it. And see, he's on the outside line there. And Wilson gets the push from his teammate, Alex Coffey. But they just, I don't know, maybe Coffey touches him? I'm not sure what happens, but Miller gets spun out. He gets to the line first. Wow. Let's see if we can't. We'll see it from another angle here. Oh, yeah, just maybe a little bit of net code. Coffee getting some net code on Wilson. You know, maybe just touching that back quarter panel of his teammate. I'm sure he, you know, would have loved to have his teammate win, but wow. He just kills the car. And Miller drives off. Let's look at it from a perspective of Alex Coffey. Coffey right there, and you can see, yeah, Wilson just starts to turn slightly. Coffey tries to get up to block Miller, so then Coffey doesn't lose the race, but Miller able to just sneak on by and get going. Wow, what a finish. So we're going to try and pull some of these drivers into the booth here. And we have all of them waiting, ready to go. So let's see if we can't pull in Noah Miller here. Get our winner. Noah, do I have you down there in the booth? Check, check, 1, 2, Noah, do I got you? Well, it looks like Noah's having some mic issues. But we'll start at the other end. We'll start with Blaine Wilson instead. Blaine, do I got you down there in the pit lane?
Yes, sir.
What an end to the race, my man. That was probably a little unexpected. But it was just crazy to see. Walk us through what happened from your perspective here.
Oh, well, coming to the finish, TJ was a lap down, and well, I knew that, so I just said, okay, if I push him, it don't really matter. He ain't for a position. And then Alex got to pushing me on the front stretch there, and it's like my car just got stuck between TJ and Coffee behind me. Like I couldn't turn. It was just going nowhere. And then I was pushing TJ, so he kind of drifted up. And then I drifted up too, and then Coffee just naturally got to my rear quarter, and it just hooked us around. But heck of a finish and race overall. It's good to see a new winner in the league. It's always a wild card, these type of races, but it was a fun, and glad we could put on a good finish. You won't see nothing like that, I bet.
Yeah, that was quite... I stood up out of my chair as I yelled into the microphone with how much excitement I had. I was expecting you to come across, Coffee to come across, and Miller to come across 1, 2, 3. And I would, Hanley was holding his own. It just, the cars, like you said, they just got bunched up. And
I think I lost you. Check, 1, 2, check. Alexander, are you there?
Oh, sorry. Yep, I'm here.
There you are.
I'm talking. I had my one mic muted and my other mic going. But yeah, you guys just kind of naturally got bunched up there, and I was expecting it to be a Wilson, Coffee, Miller finish, and it opposite of that. 1, 2, 3. You guys at least all came across the line and on the podium, but what a finish to slide across the line. All of you slid across the line. I don't know if you've looked at it yet, but looks like Alex tried to get up high to try and get in front of Miller to save a win for the team at least, and he just got, Miller with so much more speed at that point got into Alex, and just everybody sliding. And yeah, that was quite the finish, I will say.
Yeah, the boss back at the shop probably ain't gonna be too happy to both his cars wrecked, but I think it'll be all right. We took home some podium spots here, and we're on to the championship race next week, which, to be honest with you, I might have locked up already, but I'll still show up and race. Have fun, and we'll put on a good show next week too. Pocono.
Yep, yeah, Pocono is next week. We will have a heck of a time there. Like you said, I think you do have the championship wrapped up, Blaine, but still fun coming out and racing, especially in this league. Everybody's very friendly. Great racing, some great team aspects we saw today out here in Talladega. It's just, we saw Corey Buchanan and Patrick Mitrovic working together. We saw Lily Frazier and Bobby Blowers working together, and some new guys in that really we haven't seen yet, and they were working together trying to get up. Doug Easel there at the end was pushing, ran out of gas, I think, because he was out front. So just some team effort, and you guys seem to have the strategy down on what you guys were planning on doing. There was about a 10-lap lull there at the end. Were you guys saving fuel, or why? We know you guys have the speed to get up there. Why were you guys hanging back?
Yeah, we're saving fuel. We were about half a lap short after we came out of the pits on that last stop, and it's pretty easy to save fuel here. You just get behind the draft and ride half throttle, and then white flag means it's go time. So we went, and we had enough fuel, and I knew people would start dropping out, especially the leader of that pack would drop off eventually, and had a couple cars drop out, and we had enough. It was just We had enough fuel, but might not have had enough talent there between the two of us to cross the line first. But we'll talk about that back at the shop this week about what we need to fix for our Superspeedway package, and we'll come back and get them next year.
Yep. Yeah, we will see you next week. Hopefully talk to you again, Blaine. Until then, great win for the team, or great podiums for the team. Not a win. So close to a win. We hope to see you have a win out in Pocono, but we will let you be. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out Alex Coffey for helping me out tonight. You for putting on a broadcast for us. It's always fun to head back and watch, and all the people that tune in to watch us. It's always fun to see. And the admins of the league posting good races every week, showing up, having good control of the people that are on the track too, with the rule package they got out there, and it's going to be a fun finale next week for sure.
Yep. Yeah, we will let you be for tonight. Go celebrate the podium, and we will catch you again.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, now we are going to be jumping into the waiting room here with Alex Coffey. Alex, so I got you down there in the pit lane.
Yes, sir.
What a finish to that race. What was what was going through your mind there as you and Blaine and Noah Miller came across the line?
Well, the whole run, we knew we were gonna have to save fuel the whole run and make a move on the last few laps, but I was really trying to push Blaine and TJ out front because I knew TJ was a lap down. So if Blaine could at least finish second in the order we were in, we would have won. But yeah, I think him and TJ just kind of got stacked up a little bit. Was trying to get a good push on him and just kind of offset it and sent him through the grass on accident. But
Yeah, it looked like
exciting finish. So.
looked like just a little bunching happening. I mean, that happens in super speedways. We see it even the professionals having that happen. But it's still a 2-3 for the team. A great result, a fantastic ending to watch. I was saying already, I stood up out of my chair and was yelling at my mic. Just because I'm sitting here expecting, you're pushing Wilson. TJ's holding his line fairly well, and Miller just has nobody to work with. He's getting a side draft, but at that point, Miller would need a miracle for him to win, and just a little bit of bunching, and that miracle came for him. So was a crazy ending, great to watch. But we head to Pocono next week. Any specific strategy you guys have for Pocono going into the finale of the season?
Not necessarily. I haven't run Pocono too much. I've only did a few races there ever, so I know it's a little bit tricky. Hopefully, we can just have some green runs and have another good ending for the audience.
Yeah, it was one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting, finishes to a race that I have called so far. So we thank you for the finale at our super speedway here. But any shout outs you want to give before I let you go for the night?
Yeah, shout out to Mom for watching. Shout out to Blaine. Shout out to you for broadcasting and all the admins, Corey and Patrick and everybody else that makes the league run every week. And yeah, we'll try to get one next week. Shout out to Noah for the win. Good to see a Kyle Busch car get the win, if not us.
Yeah, awesome to see Noah win. I think his first win of the Octane Outlaws season. But yeah, we will see you again in Pocono. Hopefully talk to you again on the podium. But until then, yeah, we'll be catching you later.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, now we are with Noah Miller. Noah, do I got you this time down in the pit lane?
Yeah, you got me.
Awesome. Well, we just witnessed, I want to say that is a robbery that we just saw. The stealing of that win, that was crazy. A little bunching up by the teammates, Coffey and Wilson, down on the low line with TJ Hanley, in front of him, a lapped car. And, just a little bit of, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this race is over. Miller's going to need a little bit of a miracle for this to happen. You didn't have anybody helping you on the outside. You were kind of alone up there. And then the teammates, Coffey and Wilson, touch and go sliding through the infield, and you're sliding. I wasn't sure who was going to come out on top, but you get yourself, a fantastic win. And, that's got to be some crazy celebrations going on in the team garage right now.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely a little bit of luck involved. I mean, I was saving fuel for the last 15 laps on that run. And then when the leader started pitting, I didn't really have anyone to work with except for TJ, and he was a lap down. So.
Yeah, I mean, and TJ being a lap down, he's just trying to keep on the main lap, maybe. It doesn't really matter if he gets cycled back or gets shoved out of the way. I think he was just trying to keep ahead of Raymond Mull and Daniel Butler and Bobby Blowers. So, he's got a little bit to fight for, but, Wilson and Coffee, if I'm Coffee, I'm probably letting off just a tiny bit, not trying to push Wilson too much, especially since, like I said, you didn't really have anybody to help you on the outside there, but just naturally, like Coffee said, I just interviewed him, naturally just shoved his teammate just a tiny bit. Wilson then shoves Hanley just the tiniest bit. They both kind of push each other up, and just chaos ensues, and we get the fantastic ending that we saw here today. But yeah, everybody fuel saving, it seems, at the end. The only one that wasn't able to is our leader for so long, Doug Easel, had to get cycled into the pit lane, and everybody else was able to get to the end. But when did you guys realize you were going to have to start saving some fuel here?
I think it was when we came out of the pit after the last pit cycle. I realized I was about half a lap too short, so that whole time I was worried about saving fuel.
Yeah, it was quite the I was calling it in the broadcast booth, saying I think everybody's kind of fallen into a single file line so then they can save a little bit of fuel. But it was definitely just a strategy game from there. Easel, if he doesn't have to save fuel, he might win this thing. But some great strategy from the team and a little bit of luck there from Wilson and Coffee. Just ended up being the right recipe for Noah Miller win. So you have quite a bit of support in the YouTube chat today as well. So I'll let you do whatever shout outs you want to give. Go right ahead, and they'll all hear it there.
Oh, just shout out to my mom and dad for watching every week, and then shout out to Alex and Blaine, because that was an amazing finish, and shout out to all the admins and everyone who comes out every Friday so we can have fun.
Yeah, well, we go to Pocono next week. We will see you there. We hope to see you on the podium and get another interview for you. But until then, we will leave you here to go celebrate with the team. And yeah, we hope to see you again.
Appreciate it.
All right, we are going to be signing off for the evening, but I don't normally do this. Winner, Noah Miller, Alex Coffey, Blaine Wilson. We are going to see the end of that race one more time in real time. Watch them come to the end of the race here, because that was just fantastic. Just so much happened in these last couple turns here, these last couple corners. And there goes the two teammates, and Miller crossing backwards for the win. Incredible. Incredible. Well, we leave you with that. And our results are up. We will see you again next week in Pocono. For our finale. Week 11 will be our last race. We had our one bonus race during the Christmas holiday. That does not count. That was our week 12, technically. So we will leave you guys there. I hope to see you all out again for the finale at Pocono for Season 1 of the Octane Outlaws. Brought to you by TH Designs and Sopas Paint & Co. Anything you need painted virtually or real life, Sopas handles real life in Wisconsin. TH Designs handles all the virtual paints on cars. that you could imagine. Any ideas you got, shoot them on over to TJ Hanley in the number 08 car in the Discord. Just shoot him a message. He will be able to help you out. But until then, we will see you guys at the next one in Pocono. We will catch you out there.